at the end of the last video, I promised you guys a little bit more MLB content, and well, we're here, of course. I'm going to today talk about the top 3 MVP candidates in each league in the MLB, because as you know, in baseball, they give out 2 MVPs, one for the National League and one for the American League. But of course, before I get into this video, make sure to like, subscribe, turn the notification bell. You guys help me out a little bit, and without further ado, let's get right into this video. Now, I'm going to start off with the American League, and number 1 has to be Shohei Ohtani. He's got 83 hits, 49 runs scored, leading the league in home runs with 24. He can get stolen bases. He's got 10 on the season. He's batting near 300, and as a pitcher, he's probably one of the best in the league as well, with a 3.29 ERA and 105 strikeouts. He might be one of the best players we've ever seen in at least this era, in hundreds of years. If he can pitch a little better, he could be one of those guys who could lead the league in hits and home runs and possibly win an MVP and Cy Young Award all in the same year. And the Angels are a little bit competitive this season. It would be nice to see Shohei in the playoffs, but the guy has been balling out this season so far. I'm just willing to see, and I'm happy to be able to see this talent, but I'm eager to see what this guy can do for the rest of the season, because Shohei Ohtani is really a god when it comes to playing baseball. There's nothing that he cannot do. Now, number 2 is going to shock some of you, and I understand some people are going to be mad, but it's actually last year's MVP, Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge, in just 49 games, has 51 hits, 42 runs scored, 19 home runs. He has 40 RBIs and was batting a .291 before he landed on the injured list. Now, despite starting off the season on fire, injury is probably going to be the only reason Aaron Judge doesn't win back-to-back MVPs. Let's be honest. Now, he might come back and still find a way to slug 40 home runs on the season, but the bottom line is that he's still one of the best players in the MLB. Even at 30 years old, it's going to be really exciting not only to see what can be done with the rest of Aaron Judge's career, but what can be done with the rest of this season in general, because he's on the 10-day IL list as it stands right now, so he's actually very close to coming back. I'm really excited to see him and Giancarlo Stanton back on the Yankees. To me, those are 2 of the most fun players to watch in the entire MLB, just because of their power and what they bring to the game. I'm super excited to see those 2 on the team. Again, I'm super excited to see what the Yankees can do. If they can try and find a way to get up in that division. I know the Rays have taken over the MLB this year, but I think the Yankees still should be able to have a good playoff run like they usually do. Now, going over to the next player, another guy who, if you watch baseball, just watch the visual game, you might not understand why Wander Franco is on here, but if you look at his entire game in general, you will understand why Wander Franco is 3rd for AL MVP in my discussion. 82 hits, 41 runs scored. Despite only having 8 home runs, he's one of the best defenders in the entire league. He's got 24 stolen bases, 33 RBIs, and is batting near a .300. Now, Wander Franco has arguably been the best shortstop in the MLB, on the best team in the league by record so far this season. His defense is amazing. He's going to have one of the best defensive WARs, if not for this season, definitely probably for a career, because he's an amazing defender. Now, you wish his offensive production was a little bit better, but if he remains one of the best defenders in the MLB and can still be in that upper echelon for defenders, especially at the shortstop position, where defense is vitally important to have a great defense on an MLB team in total, you could definitely make an argument that Wander Franco might not only win, multiple Golden Gloves or multiple Platinum Gloves, but you could also make a statement that he would probably win a couple MVPs and find his way to a couple MVPs. Once again, I have him so down low because his offensive production doesn't pop out of the screen. But if he can get that production up just a tad bit and keep that defense, I believe Wander Franco should be firmly in the MVP discussion and will be higher in the MVP discussion if that offense can get to a higher level. Now, moving on to the National League. At number 1, as an Atlanta Braves fan, as you can see from my jacket, you have Ronald Acuna Jr. There is no reason why this guy should not win the MVP this season so far. 92 hits. He leads the NL in run score with 63. He's got 15 home runs on the season, 46 RBIs, 31 stolen bases, which also leads the NL, and he's batting a 300 plus. Acuna has rebounded very, very well from his injury season because, he tore his ACL, then came back earlier last season, didn't really look the same, but nowadays, You're seeing the best of Ronald Acuna. His power is back. His speed is back. Even his defense has been really good this season. Acuna could easily be on pace for a 30 home run, 50 stolen base season. And he could probably mess around and get 60 stolen bases at the rate he's going right now. And he could have a historically high batting average while achieving all those things in the same year. He's also one of the best players, and the best player in my opinion, on the best team in the NL by record. The Atlanta Braves have, 46, 47 wins right now. That leads to the National League, and if they can stay in that position, it's going to be really hard to root against Ronald Acuna when it comes for deciding who the MVP of the National League is going to be. Now, number 2, you're going to a former Brave. It is first baseman Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman is 33 years old, and you could still argue that he is the best first baseman in the entire MLB. He's got 94 hits. He scored 59 runs, 13 home runs, 46 RBIs. He even has stolen 10 bases, and another guy who is batting a 300 plus. Freeman has given you production all across the board. He's an amazing defender. He is an amazing hitter. He can hit for contact or he can hit for power. He is the example of a 5-tool player if I've ever seen one. Now, he is amazing and he's great. Super great for the Dodgers, but imagine if this dude stayed in Atlanta. It would be amazing to see him hit everything along with what Ronald Acuna is doing this season, but nonetheless, still a great player and deserves a spot on this list, no doubt about that. Now, going to number 3, his teammate, final guy of the video, Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts has 72 hits, 54 runs scored. He is a power guy, has 17 home runs on the year so far, 43 RBIs, 5 stolen bases, and he's batting a 260 average. Now, Mookie Betts is one of the best all-around athletes, not just in baseball, but in all of sports. He plays elite defense. He is an amazing player with great power. He gives you some contact. It can even run the bases and get a couple stolen bases from time to time. Mookie Betts is what you call a generational talent. I remember his 2018 season. That's back when he played for the Boston Red Sox. I believe they won the World Series that year. It was either that year or the year before or the year after. But the guy had like a 10-WAR season. He was going absolutely crazy that year. Then signed that gigantic contract with the Dodgers, the team he plays for now. Him and Freddie Freeman might be the best duo in the entire league. And with both of them being on this list, it tells you a lot about the talent on that LA Dodgers team. Now, will the Dodgers win the World Series? Probably not, because they always win 100-plus games and don't win the World Series, and they're honestly worse this year than they've been in the last 3 to 4 years, so kind of concerning for the Dodgers as a whole. But these two players, especially Mookie Betts, they have been amazing and as good as ever, and I'm super excited to see what they can do for the rest of this season. But, of course, that's going to end this video. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, guys. Help me out a little bit. And without further ado, I wish you nothing but the best. Stay love, stay blessed. Watch your baseball. And, of course, I'm going to end it. Thank you for watching.